If he had been even a second late, she wouldn't be here today. And if she hadn't been there, maybe he wouldn't have healed either. It was a cold November evening. The wind sliced through the quiet town like invisible blades, and the clouds hung low and heavy, as if the sky itself was grieving. On the edge of a narrow bridge that curved over the silent river below, a teenage girl stood barefoot, clutching the cold railing with trembling hands. Her name was Sana, and to her, this bridge was no longer just concrete and steel, it was the end of a journey that had become too painful to carry on. She had written a letter and folded it into her coat pocket. It wasn't poetic, just raw. I'm tired. No one sees me. Please don't blame yourselves. Or maybe do. I don't care anymore. Sana had been silently fighting battles for years, living with a mother who drowned her sadness in alcohol and a stepfather whose angry fists often found her face. School wasn't a sanctuary. It was another battlefield, where whispers and judgment followed her like shadows. She stood there, her breath forming clouds in the cold air, staring into the swirling darkness below, her mind loud with pain. Her foot rose gently onto the ledge. And then, a voice broke the silence. Hey! Don't move. It was deep, urgent, and full of something Sana hadn't felt in a long time, concern. From the shadows behind her, a man came running. A little boy trailed behind him, barely keeping up. Please, the man said, gasping as he stepped closer, just give me 1 second. 1 second. Don't do this. Sana turned her head, startled. Her eyes met his, worried, warm, real. In that tiny moment, something fragile cracked inside her. The man's name was Zion, a single father in his early 30s. His life had been all about keeping his little boy, Ayan, safe since his wife died 2 years ago in a car accident. He didn't expect his evening walk to turn into a rescue mission. But when he saw the girl on the bridge, everything else faded. The groceries he had dropped, his son's questions, all meaningless compared to the life that could end in front of him. Zion inched closer. You don't have to do this. What's your name? Sana didn't answer. I'm Zion. And that's my son Ayan. He's 7. He doesn't understand what's happening, but he's scared. Sana glanced at the boy, whose big brown eyes were locked on her. Are you okay? Ayan called out. His voice wasn't judging. Just curious. Kind. Human. Zion extended his hand, very slowly. Just come down. We don't have to talk if you don't want to. You don't owe me anything. But if you let go now, you'll never know what tomorrow could bring. Something in his tone, steady, broken, familiar, pierced through her walls. She burst into tears, collapsing into his arms as he reached her, holding her tight like she was his own. For a moment, the bridge held the weight of 3 broken souls. Each one trying to find a reason to keep going. Zion didn't take her to the police. He didn't call child services. He simply asked, "Do you have anywhere to go?" She shook her head. Then come with us. Just for tonight. That night, she slept in their tiny living room on a fold-out mattress, wrapped in a warm blanket, with the smell of cinnamon tea lingering in the air. Ayan left his nightlight on for her. The next few days weren't perfect. Sana didn't say much. She flinched every time someone raised their voice, even the TV. But she stayed. And little by little, things shifted. She learned that Zion was a mechanic, working 2 jobs just to keep his son fed and clothed. He had no siblings nearby and no parents alive. He too knew loneliness. One afternoon, she helped Ayan with his school art project. They painted a tree, its branches stretching wide. Ayan called it the safe tree. That night, Sana sat at the dinner table and smiled for the first time. Zion noticed. As weeks turned into months, Sana started healing. She enrolled back in school, with Zion attending every parent meeting like she was his own daughter. He even taught her how to fix cars, saying, "You're stronger than you think. And smarter than you believe." But healing is never straight. One evening, Sana saw her stepfather outside the school gate. Panic flooded her chest. She froze, heart racing, and ran back to Zion's car. When she told him, his face hardened. "I'll protect you," he said. "You don't have to face him alone anymore." Zion contacted a lawyer. With proof of past abuse, and after weeks of court appearances, Sana was finally placed under Zion's foster care. One rainy afternoon, months after that bridge night, Zion sat down with her. "I want you to know something," he said, his voice thick. "That night on the bridge, I didn't just save you. You saved me, too. I was lost after my wife died. I was surviving, not living. But you gave this home a soul again." Sana wept in his arms. Not from pain this time. From belonging. Years later, Ayan graduated primary school with honors. Zion's garage turned into a small successful auto shop. And Sana? She became a youth counselor, specializing in trauma and suicide prevention. At her first public speech, she stood on stage and said, "Once, I stood on a bridge, ready to end it all. But someone reached out and held my hand. He didn't know me. He didn't ask questions. He just cared. That man gave me a second chance, and now I want to do the same for others." If you or someone you know is standing on the edge, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, please know, you are not invisible. You are not a burden. You matter. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is reach out, or accept a hand held out to you. And sometimes, one act of kindness can save 2 lives.